This looks like a regular old Victorinox Swiss Army knife until you realize that it could potentially replace your multi-tool. What's happening? I'm Bernardo with Fatbear EDC, and today we're talking about the Deluxe Tinker. Before I kind of get into the tool set, why it's so special, why it's still sold till today, why don't we get in a little bit brief history about this blade? So Victorinox essentially has been making the same types of knives since the late 1800s, and this is kind of one of those models, except for the one special tool that I'm going to bring up a little later. It got its name in the 80s, along with the Huntsman, the Climber, the Tinker, and a few other models. Since then, some of those models have been discontinued. This one has not. Still sold till today, and I think it's still very relevant. So like I mentioned, let's kind of get into the tool set. It is a Tinker, so let's go over the what makes it a Tinker. We got a long blade, your famous Victorinox long blade. You have a little short pen knife there as well. You have the famous Victorinox scissors. Big fan of these. You then also have the can opener. Can opener combo tool, so it opens cans. You can use this as a Phillips drive and a little flathead. On the other side, we have a bottle opener that opens at 90 or 180. And you have bottle opener, wire stripper, and flathead. We also have our micro tools. So we do have Phillips or toothpick and the tweezers. Unlike some others that have the corkscrew, the Tinker, part of the Tinker lineup is having the Phillips. So you have the number 2 right there. You also have a parcel utility hook, and you have the all with a sewing eye. But what makes this Tinker Deluxe? It's these pliers. And before you start laughing or you start getting in the comment section mentioning that, oh, my Leatherman can do a lot more, it's those are nothing, they're junk, they're tiny, but your Leatherman can't fit in a nice little package like this. And yes, they're not heavy duty, they are light duty, but they are very, very capable little set of pliers. They open up great. They actually, if you look, there's actually a wire snip right there that I'll show you guys in a second. But let me show you a little what they can do. As you can see here, I got a 10mm bolt nut. Grabs right on. I've tightened down battery bolts with this in a pinch. Obviously depends on the size of the bolt, but I've been able to get on to 12. Like I said, this is a 10, gets on really easy. I've pulled keys, I've pulled keys, like broken keys out of a keyhole with these before. If you need them to manipulate or bend anything, like pieces of metal or anything like that, they work really great for that. So great office EDC, great shop EDC for electronics or even just general shop use. If you're not going to go heavy duty, if you just need a light pair of pliers. But these are even strong enough where you can cut this paperclip. So put them right in there. Easy as pie. No problem. So like I said, these are really great for a lot of different things, a lot of different applications. By the way, guys, I'm not sure if you guys dig EDC videos like this. I do videos once a week, so hit the subscribe because I'd love to have you. But continuing on our conversation on the Deluxe here, why don't we kind of compare it to some other models, some other popular models that Victorinox makes. So here I have the Climber and the Huntsman. 3 of the really popular models and one of my favorites actually. So let's kind of talk about the Climber. So the Climber is a 3-layer. These are both 4-layer. Carries really well. As soon as you put it in your pocket, it disappears. Good similar capabilities. We don't have the Phillips on the back. This is a very big carry of mine, very daily carry. I carry it essentially almost every day without thinking. This set, it's a little heavier. It's 4 layers, so it's a little thicker in your pocket. It still kind of melts away, but you kind of do feel the weight, I will say, when I'm carrying it. So that's kind of the compromise here. Lightweight, you can feel a little bit of the weight, but you have a little bit more capability. And then we also have the Huntsman. Huntsman's really nice, comes with the saw. Same kind of thing, carries kind of in the middle here. You know, you can kind of feel it in the pocket, but it's not as heavy as carrying this Deluxe Tinker, in my opinion. However, I find myself carrying these two most often. And the reason being is that I just don't find myself needing to saw wood every day. Where I do see myself having to use all the tool sets of both of these, I could use that, but I just don't see the saw. And then the pliers come in much handier for me on a needed basis. And like I mentioned, even though I do feel the weight in my pocket sometimes with this tool, it's not enough like a Leatherman or something to be too cumbersome. So I love carrying it as well. Like I said, the climber is kind of my go-to when I'm not thinking of anything, but if I'm in the shop, or if I'm need more capabilities that day for whatever I'm doing, the Deluxe is essentially what I go and grab. It's a great tool. These are the tech scales that I've put on here. They're not plus scale, so I don't get the pen slot on here, but they look very cool, and that's kind of why I've left it. I do prefer plus scales, but you know, then again, you kind of just you know, you don't always need them. And I really like the tech scales. It turned out really cool. It turned out great on this Deluxe Climber, or Deluxe Tinker, I should say. But that's why I really like this model, and probably the reason why it's still sold today. It just makes sense. It carries well. The pliers come in extremely handy, even though people do think it's a little too light duty. But it's a great tool, and it's an excellent EDC, excellent one to have in the collection. What are your thoughts? Do you guys have a Tinker Deluxe or a Deluxe Tinker? I've heard this one called a Super Tinker as well. Do you guys dig it? What would you carry instead of this? I'd love to know. Again, I'm Bernardo with Fatberry EDC. If you guys liked my video, please hit me up with a like. I will catch you in the next one.